Welcome to Rogers Center for the third game of this four-game series against the AL East rival Boston Red Sox. It's 21 degrees here with the roof wide open. Blue Jays had a bounce-back game last night. They won 7-3 after getting pummeled at the hands of the Red Sox on the opener Monday night, 14-1. John Farrell's lineup starting to swing the bats a little bit better of late, and they are inching closer to 500. Take a look at the lineup. Victorino is in the top spot in the order tonight. Then down in the cleanup spot, it's Mike Napoli, the first baseman. Napoli against R.A. Dickey has gone 4 for 11 with a pair of doubles and 3 RBI. And down in the 7th spot, the shortstop, Stephen Drew. His timing is really starting to come around. He's hit 412 over his last 6 games, including 3 extra base hits and a couple of home runs in this series.
It's a lineup that R.A. Dickey would take to the mound tonight and face, making his 22nd start of the season. That's tied for first in the American League. He's been consistent. He's pitched into the 6th inning in all but 1 start this season for the Blue Jays. He's run into some bad luck lately, though. He's lost 6 of his last 7 starts, but hasn't pitched poorly. He's just given up 3 runs per game over that span. Just 1 win to show for it. ERA under 4 and a 7-10 record to the mound tonight.
Take a look at the defense behind R.A. Dickey. It's Cabrera. Raspa's back in center tonight. Anthony goes in right field. Kawasaki making his 2nd start at third. Reyes and Goins up the middle. Bautista is making his 7th start at first base. And Josh Doley will handle a knuckleballer, Gold Glover, R.A. Dickey.
John Gibbons wanted to get both Diana Navarro and Anthony Gose in the lineup. This is how you do it, by putting Jose Bautista at first base.
Shane Victorino is set, takes the first pitch outside, and we are underway. If you're wondering, Victorino, formerly a switch hitter, now is batting exclusively as a right-handed hitter. He's had a lot of physical problems. He's had hamstring problems, some hip problems. He feels like he's better served to hit from his natural right side.
I asked him about that when we were in Boston earlier in the year. He says, I just couldn't swing left-handed because of all the injury problems. I feel more comfortable from the right side, so he has stayed there.
Big slow knuckleball is in there, and it's 2-2. Seems to me that that's when Dickey is most effective, is when he can change speeds on that knuckleball. There's a liner to left. That's going to drop in front of Melky Cabrera. Victorino with a leadoff single.
I'm with you on that one. When he changes speeds with it, everyone knows that he can throw that hard knuckleball, and sometimes he'll throw it right through the break. That time that ball just tumbled over the middle of the plate, and Victorino leads off the ball game with a single.
Brock Holt has been the leadoff man, but he is getting the night off against the knuckleballer, R.A. Dickey. Dustin Pedroia, the second baseman. Pedroia's had a rough series. He was 0 for 5 with a walk last night, 0 for 4 in the opener. Looking for his first hit against the Jays in this series.
Felt like right before the break that he was starting to swing the bat a little bit better. His numbers are down all the way around.
There's a base hit. Pedroia has his first hit of the series. First and second, nobody out. David Ortiz at the plate, and he's had a great start to this series.
Ortiz is showing some pop. This is off of Brad Mills on Monday, deep to center field, and then he comes right back with another home run on a hanging breaking ball against the same pitcher, right into the bullpen, and then off of Dustin McGowan goes the other way. Big Poppy swinging it right now.
David Ortiz made the proclamation on Sunday before they left Fenway Park. He was getting as hot as Jamaica in August. There's a high strike as Dickey jumps ahead. Boy, he put on a show during BP this afternoon. He was hitting balls into the 4th and 5th deck.
3 times now he's had multi-home run games this season.
We mentioned Dickey has thrown the ball very well. They just haven't supported him with much run support. In this ballpark, home runs have been a real problem for him. He's given up 36 home runs in this ballpark since he has joined the Blue Jays. There's a knuckler that home plate umpire didn't like. That is Gabe Morales behind the plate tonight.
That was the floater right there at 65 miles an hour. Take something off of it, try to mess up the timing of these Red Sox hitters.
He checked his swing, and Paul Nart down at third base had no swing. So it's 3-1, nobody out. Victorino with a single left, Pedroia with a single to center. There's a long, deep drive, and this one's way back. Fourth home run of the series for David Ortiz, and just like that, the Red Sox have a 3-0 lead.
Boy, he looks comfortable at the plate. He lets that ball get to him. He's always been a clutch hitter, and he's in one of those streaks right now. Unfortunately for the Blue Jays. When you square up a knuckleball like that one, it's going to go a long way. 3-run knuckler. He stayed back on it. Down and in for Ortiz. Watch that home run swing and finish by Ortiz for another home run.
Mike Napoli swings through that first pitch.
You can see how deep this one was, right off of the Roberto Alomar sign down the right field line. That's the fourth deck here at Rogers Center.
37th home run Ortiz has hit in this ballpark. Napoli strikes out. That's the first out of the inning.
Well, you can see as we pull back from that sign down the right field line off the fourth deck, the Robbie Alomar sign for the level of excellence, how far that is from home plate.
That's the 37th home run that Ortiz has hit here, and he is now the all-time leader for home runs in this ballpark by a visiting player. He was tied with Alex Rodriguez with 36. One out. Daniel Nava takes his strike. Nava started with the Red Sox and got off to a slow start. They sent him back to the minor leagues, and he is back up now, swinging the bat much better. He gets jammed on this pitch. One hopper to the second baseman. Goins throws to Bautista, 2 down. David Ortiz with 4 home runs in this series. You take a look at the numbers all time for visiting players here at Rogers Center. Ortiz with 37. Alex Rodriguez 36. Ortiz's former teammate Manny Ramirez had 27. It is a good ballpark for hitters, and Ortiz has enjoyed his time here.
Those two would torment the Blue Jays. Manny Ramirez and David Ortiz back to back.
Xander Bogaerts, the third baseman. Bogaerts started out playing shortstop this season, and he started 53 games at short, committed 6 errors, and they re-signed Stephen Drew. That ball is hit into center. Rasmus broke back, and he's going to play it on a hop. Bogaerts is on. Kobe Rasmus got fooled by that ball being hit off the end of the bat. He saw the bat come through the zone. It was hit off the end of the bat. He took a step back, and that allowed that ball to fall.
And on this turf, if you try and make a catch, watch him in center field. Watch him get fooled, take a step back, and by that time it's too late. He's got to play it on the big hop, or it bounces over his head for extra bases. Play deep, and then you take a step back. Those balls off the end of the bat are going to drop in front of you.
Stephen Drew, 7th hitter in this lineup, as the Red Sox have gotten to Dickey here in the first. 3 runs on 4 hits. It's a high fly ball into right. Anthony Gose moving over toward the foul line. Drew's retied. The inning is over. But David Ortiz does the damage in the first. His 24th home run of the season is a 3-run homer deep to right. Boston with an early lead. they step to the plate. Jose Reyes has been on fire of late. The shortstop has hit .400 over his last 10 games, 18 for 45. He has hit extra base hits, 3 doubles, a couple of home runs, and driven in 9. He's also stolen some bases, and then down in that third spot, Jose Bautista against Boston this year has hit well against the Red Sox. He's 11 for 32. He has 4 extra base hits and 5 RBIs, and they're going to need the top of this order to come through the way they did last night to get back at the Red Sox.
They really pounded the ball yesterday. We're in on every rally for the Blue Jays yesterday. Clay Buchholz takes the ball for his 16th start of the season, 5-5, 546 earned run average. Has been pitching better of late. He has won his last 2 starts. 15 innings, he's only given up 4 runs, and he hasn't walked a batter in those last 2 starts.
Misses with that first pitch fastball to Reyes. Two and 0. Reyes is 5 for 14 against Clay Buchholz. It's a .357 average.
Talked to Jose today, and I was asking him about how he's feeling at the plate. He says he feels good. He's seeing the ball a lot better right now, and he's staying down on the ball. I think when he gets a little bit too anxious or a little bit too excited, he raises up on the baseball, and that's when you see a lot of pop-ups, a lot of balls up in the air, and they're not hit hard on line drives. When he stays down and through the ball, that's where you're going to see some line drives.
Up the middle, that's a base hit. Short stroke to the baseball, and Reyes starts the Blue Jays bottom of the first with a single. Now it's time to take a look at the defense for the Red Sox. Daniel Nava's in left, Jackie Bradley Jr. in center, and the Gold Glover Shane Victorino is in right. Xander Bogaerts has made 38 starts at third base. Stephen Drew is a shortstop. He teams up with Dustin Pedroia. Pedroia is a Gold Glover as well. Mike Napoli and Christian Vasquez behind the plate. The youngster making just his 6th start.
Good center fielder Jackie Bradley Jr. has played 89 of the first 100 games for the Red Sox this year. He's named the best defensive outfielder in International League last season. He's done it this year. 11 outfield assists, and he's yet to make an error in those 89 games.
He covers a lot of ground in center field. Melky Cabrera. First, they'll check in on Reyes. He had a stolen base in last night's game, his 19th of the season. Blue Jays are down by 3. I don't know that they'd be running in this situation. Top part of the order where John Gibbons really has to get the offense. Bottom part of the order, not really that experienced, and a bunch of left-handed hitters, but he's got to get these guys in the top of the order to produce.
Yeah, let them swing away. I don't think you can force anything just yet. Another factor I think working against the Blue Jays is the guy behind the plate. He's got a great reputation as a catch and throw type of guy. Christian Vasquez can really throw.
There hasn't been a steal attempt with Vasquez behind the plate yet. Mind you, that's only the 6th start in his big league career. Buchholz falls behind 2-0. Melky Cabrera batting .309 for the season. He has 38 extra base hits and 50 RBIs. 3-0. It's the last thing Buchholz wanted to do after his club scored 3 in the top half of the inning.
Take a closer look at tonight's starter for the Boston Red Sox, Clay Buchholz. There are his percentages of what he throws: the fastball, cutter, curveball, changeup, and the splitter. He's got a few more miles per hour on that fastball lately. He's now 94 times 95. Better curveball, excellent cutter, and he will use that against the left-handers tonight. He sinks the ball at times, and he's throwing fewer split-finger fastballs.
3-0 pitch, ball 4. 4-pitch walk to Melky Cabrera. So the Blue Jays start the inning the same way the Red Sox started their half of this inning. First two reach, and their big home run hitter went deep. Blue Jays will have their big home runner at the plate. "17 home runs and 54 RBIs for Jose Bautista. His last home run came right here at Rogers Center on July 2nd.
Little bit of a dry spell for Jose Bautista, but he looked good in yesterday's game. The timing was perfect for him.
Buchholz jumps ahead. Bautista 11 for 38 against Buchholz with a home run. That's a .289 average. Fair ball just inside the line, down the left field line. Reyes is in to score. Cabrera goes to third. Bautista ends up at second, and just like that, the Blue Jays are right back in it. For Bautista, his 18th double of the season, RBI number 55.
You could tell that Jose was starting to warm up again in yesterday's game. The bat was flying through there, and he does it again. That was a high pitch up and in, and he just yanks that ball down the line. Reyes is going to score. Nava bobbled the ball momentarily in the outfield, so the runners will move up to second and third, and the Blue Jays are right back in it.
Yonder Navarro, the catcher in the cleanup spot. This is the part of the lineup where they have to deliver. Navarro has a chance to cut into that Red Sox lead. Takes the first pitch outside. Gianner had a couple of extra base hits in last night's game. He had a double and a 2-run home run.
That home run was a thing of beauty, I'll tell you. He went down and he got that thing, drove it right out of the ballpark. It was short and quick.
It's the second home run the Blue Jays hit in that 6th inning. Jose Reyes hit the home run to make it a 2-0 game, and then with a man aboard, Navarro went deep, his 7th home run of the season. So Reyes has scored against Buchholz. Navarro with a 1-1 count.
Gibby was telling us they wanted to keep Navarro's bat in that lineup because he has been swinging a hot one, putting him in the cleanup spot for a reason.
Way outside. Buchholz isn't comfortable at all. He's really fighting his delivery right now.
Something that he didn't have a problem with in his last 2 starts. He had that 9-inning gem against Houston when he had 12 strikeouts right before the break. 11-0 whitewash, and then Kansas City, he won the game, but he gave up 10 hits in 6 innings in his last start.
Off the end of the bat, Bogaerts is going to come home, and they put the tag on Melky Cabrera. Bogaerts was even with the bag at third, and that ball was hit off the end of the bat. Melky broke for home, and Bogaerts makes the play. That's the first out of the inning.
Buchholz has a good sinker. He'll use it to the left-handers down and away to try to get some of those ground balls, and that was a perfect example of it right there. Not a lot you can do with that ball.
So now there are runners at the corners and 1 out. Colby Rasmus, the batter. It's a start of 5 straight left-handed batters, bottom of the Blue Jays lineup. Breaking ball off the plate. Rasmus has 13 home runs. Right now, he's got to cash in Bautista at a minimum. Been a struggle for him of late. Just a 154 average over his last 22 games.
Got to figure out a way to get the ball in play. Now, he doesn't hit a lot of ground balls. He's only bounced into one double play this year. He is a fly ball type of hitter. And with a runner at third base, Bogarts, the third baseman, has to stay close so they can't put that exaggerated shift on. So he can hook a ball into right field. Napoli's got a hold on Navarro at first base. Pedroia's got to stay somewhat close to the bag at second for double plays. He can hook a ball into right field here.
Inside corner. Just caught the inside edge. 1-2 for Buchholz. Boston with a 3-1 lead. David Ortiz hit a 3-run homer in the top half of the inning. Jose Bautista, an RBI double. Broken bat, foul ball, and that bat went out to second base. The barrel all the way out to second base. The ball landed in foul ground.
That looked like the cutter right there from Buchholz. Before that pitch, watch Bautista trying to get a balk or something from Buchholz, try to rattle him. But he's got his head down, and I don't think he saw him.
You just never know when you might catch the eye of a pitcher and cause him to commit a balk. Any kind of adjusted movement could lead to a balk.
Maybe you get him to flinch just a little bit or stop in his delivery. Now you see the shift going on, and that's why Buchholz stepped off.
He had to make sure now on the comeback who's going to have coverage, and that's Bogarts at the shortstop position. Pedroia's at his normal position, and the shortstop, Stephen Drew, is between first and second. He got a piece of it, and Rasmus stays alive. One and two, one out. Ground ball, and they're going to come home. Bautista's safe. Rasmus is out. 3 unassisted. Bautista with a good aggressive slide stuck that leg on home play before Vasquez could put the tag on it.
Remember, we showed you him getting a huge lead at third base. That's where it came in right there. Bautista halfway home, and he slides in safely with the second run. Mike Napoli with some quick thinking right there, touched first base. And the only way he was going to get two, I think, is throw the ball to second base. But Navarro would have gotten in a rundown, and Bautista would have scored anyway.
Yeah, Bautista did a good job of getting a break on that ground ball. So it's a 3-2 Red Sox lead. Munenori Kawasaki, the sixth man to bat.
You know, if he could have thought, catch the ball, don't tag first base, and go to second, and then back to first, he might have been able to turn a double play and a run doesn't score. Ball's hit so hard.
Kawasaki takes it upstairs. It's 2-0.
But that was some quick thinking. Catch the ball, find the bag, tag, spin all the way around, and throw the ball home. And he almost got him.
Navarro's in scoring position for Kawasaki. Buchholz has always been very deliberate in his pitching. He takes a lot of time to get the sign, and once he gets the sign, he takes his time getting into his set position. There's a strike. It's 2-1.
Take a look at it one more time, how quickly Mike Napoli catches the ball, reacts, and said, okay, I can step on the bag and fire home. But Bautista was down the line so far. with that big shift on. He was halfway home when that ball was crossing home plate.
Bounced off of Buchholz. That may have hit him in the face, and they're not going to have a play. That ball skipped off the top of his glove. It looked like it may have hit him in the face as it bounced off his glove. Kawasaki's at first with a base hit, and the training staff out to attend to Buchholz, pointing to the side of his face.
I just don't know how the pitchers do it. They let go of the ball and it comes back so quickly. Yeah, right off the fingers of the glove and right off the side of the face of Clay Buchholz. Just couldn't keep that glove up long enough. I'll tell you what, that's scary whenever you see that.
Yeah, it's really fortunate. Not only the fact he got hit, but then he fell hard on the mound. Jared Weaver broke his elbow in a similar situation pitching for the Angels. When he fell, he broke his left elbow when he hit the mound.
How about the Blue Jays last year, Jay Happ, when he got hit in the head?
Hurt his knee.
Yeah, that one healed very quickly, and it was the knee that he hurt when he came back down.
So Happ certainly can realize what Buchholz has just experienced. And you're right, I don't know how pitchers do it.
Nope.
Throw that ball and it's coming back harder than you threw it, and you have no time to react. John Farrell, of course, very concerned about the well-being of his pitcher, making sure that he's okay, and Buchholz assures him that he's fine and able to continue. Well, Buchholz hates to leave the mound in this ballpark. This has been his favorite ballpark on the road to pitch in.
Yeah, look at these numbers right here for Clay Buchholz. 8-0 with a 141 earned run average over his last 9 starts. Home run hitters ballpark, he's only given up 2 home runs here. His career ERA of 1.7 here is the lowest among active pitchers with at least 10 starts here at Rogers Center. So you're right, he doesn't want to leave unless he has to.
So Josh Thole will be the 7th man to bat. The Red Sox sent 7 men to the plate in their half of the inning. Blue Jays have done the same now. Josh Thole has gone through a little bit of a tough stretch, and his situation is really magnified by the fact he plays only once every 5 days. In his last 15 games, he's hit 121. Fouls that one into the seats.
Timing is the problem right there. When you only play once every 5 days, tough to keep that timing. So you go out there, you can do a couple of different things. You can take some extra batting practice. You can do some drills that simulate game situations, but it's not the same. In there when that guy's trying to get you out and he's spinning that baseball.
Ball on a strike. Now strike 2. When Thole caught R.A. Dickey during Dickey's Cy Young year in 2012, he played in 104 games. So he was doing much more than just catching R.A. Dickey. So he was able to keep the batting average up there. He hit 234 in 2012. There's a fly ball. Nava is shallow and it's over his head. Bounces out of the ballpark, and it cost the Blue Jays a run. But Deanna Navarro scores the tying run. Josh Thole crossed up the Red Sox and drove it out of the ballpark on a hop for a ground rule double.
You know, they were playing so shallow. Tolle can juice a ball the other way. It's a ball that's up, a sinker that is up. He wanted this ball down just like the way he got Navarro out, but it's up, and he just drills that ball over the left fielder. Blue Jays don't catch a break there as it hits the turf and bounces out of play. Kawasaki was going to score.
First RBI for Josh Tolle since June 14th at Baltimore. He has tied the game at 3-all. Ryan Goins bunts and bumps it foul out of play. Boy, you got to give it to the Blue Jays. They have scrapped and gotten right back into this game. David Ortiz hit a 3-run home run off Dickey in the top half of the inning. The Blue Jays have scored some runs for Dickey finally.
Yeah, I got 3 runs so far in the first inning. Need another one right here. 2-out base hit.
Ryan Goins had an RBI single last night. Goins just back from AAA Buffalo. He had 285 in AAA in 79 games. He hit the ball hard twice last night.
Base hit by Dustin Pedroia in the right field. I tell you, when you get a good pitcher like Buchholz on the ropes, you gotta deliver.
Off the end of the bat, Napoli goes to his right, flips to Buchholz, and the Blue Jays are 3-time. But they have tied it up. They scored 3 runs in the bottom of the first. Josh Tolle with a game-tying RBI double. The world's best-selling tequila. Have a story with Jose Cuervo.
Love these slow-mos, especially when Ari Dickey's on the mound. The knuckleball, you can see the action as it goes towards home plate. Some side tumbling action, and David Ortiz right into his sweet spot where he likes it, down and in like that.
For Ortiz, the 3-run home run gives him 1,501 career RBIs. He just passed that 1,500 RBI plateau.
And that's 37 home runs here that he has hit.
The most ever by a visiting player.
37 home runs given up by Ari Dickey since he's acquired by the Blue Jays last year.
In 30 starts here at Rogers Center. The rookie catcher, Christian Vasquez, batting in the 8th spot. Ari Dickey back to square one. It's a 3-3 game. Up and in. That went off Tolle's glove. Vasquez spent 7 seasons in the minors with the Red Sox. He's 23 years old. He is from Bayamon, Puerto Rico, just outside of San Juan.
Had a chance to talk to him before the ball game today, and I said, what's the biggest difference between the major leagues that you have seen in the minor leagues? And he said 2 things. The importance of winning a lot bigger here at the major league level, and everybody is good.
Boy, R.A. Dickey gets one in the back, and he makes a desperate throw to first. He appears to be okay. Pitchers have had a rough start to this game.
Boy, a couple of comebackers. One by Kawasaki on one hop off the glove of Buchholz and then off the side of his face. That time a line drive. Looked like R.A. got it right in the back. Yeah, right in the small of the back. Has a presence of mind to get on top of that one, and just doesn't have enough on it to get him at first base. But that thing comes back there so quickly, you just can't get out of the way.
But look at how he tried to find the baseball quickly and got to it. That's certainly going to leave a mark. Boy, he and Clay Buchholz have had a rough start to their night. Buchholz took one on the side of the face off the bat of Munenori Kawasaki. Bottom of the first. You and I have both thrown batting practice, and the ball comes back at you so quickly it's difficult to adjust, and that's why nobody throws batting practice in the majors without a screen.
No, even with a screen, it is very scary when you are facing professional hitters. They can hit that ball back so fast. If you're not behind that screen, you're going to get dinged. Again, I don't know how you do it. You let go of the ball, you've got to be in position to field, and he was. That ball was just squared up.
So Vasquez has a leadoff single. That's the 5th hit. 8 spots through the order. Jackie Bradley Jr., the center fielder, takes a strike. That's pulled foul down the right side. 0-2. Bounce to Bautista. He goes to second. Reyes back to first in time. Jose Bautista making his 7th start at first base. Gets a big attaboy from Jose Reyes, the shortstop.
It's a tough play if you're not used to playing first base, and it's very tough for a right-handed first baseman. Watch how he gets himself in position to throw, and then he's got to get back, find the bag, find the baseball, and then stretch to it. Perfect by Jose Bautista. Right-handed thrower, you got to turn your body all the way around, find the bag, throw it, and then hustle back to first. A left-handed thrower, you're opened up to second base. It's a lot easier.
Big double play for Dickey now. Shane Victorino takes his strike. That ball bounced off Josh Toley. Victorino got things going for the Red Sox. He had laid off single and scored the first run of the game. Looks like he and Dickey are having a little bit of an exchange there. Said, how am I supposed to hit it when he can't catch it? Boy, there's another good one. Just 63 miles an hour.
It's been a good thing for him when he changes speeds like that with the knuckleball. It's almost like an ephus pitch.
Line to Kawasaki. A leadoff single, and R.A. Dickey gets the double play and a line out. We'll go to the bottom of the second. It's a 3-3 game.
on Sportsnet. Brought to you by the 2014 Honda Civic, Canada's best-selling car 16 years in a row, and the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays. And by Home Hardware, homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
Quite a start to tonight's ball game. 3 runs in the half innings for each team. It is music night here at Rogers Center. Lots of great music being played in between innings. Anthony Ghost takes the first pitch strike. Ghost batting in the 9th spot. Blue Jays sent 8 men to the plate in their half of the first, scored 3 runs on 4 hits. The Red Sox send 7 men to the plate in their half of the first. They score 3 runs on 4 hits.
Nice little bounce back hitting by R.A. 3 batters faced over the minimum. Right there, 3 up. See if Buchholz can do it.
Breaking ball, and Ghost is going to first base. Got hit by that breaking ball, and he's aboard. Leadoff man reaches here in the 2nd.
Curveball overthrows this one. He got Anthony to swing it. Strike 2. That time overthrew it, hit him right in the foot. I guess if you're going to get hit, that's a good place to get hit.
Looked like it hit him down low on the shoe, and I hit him on the sole of his spikes. So he's aboard. Ghosts with a couple of stolen bases last night. He's got 7 on the season.
This should be fun right here to watch. Buchholz, who's very quick to first base and very quick to home. Vasquez, who is a good thrower as a catcher. And Ghost, who has the green light at first base.
Buchholz has had just 5 steal attempts against him all season long. Ghost has to dive back in. 3 of 5 base stealers have been thrown out. He's quick.
It's going to be tough. That combination of Buchholz and Vasquez.
Vasquez throws behind the runner. What a throw, right on the bag.
2011 South Atlantic League, he was voted the best defensive catcher. He threw out 33% of the runners. The next year, 2012 Carolina League, again, best defensive catcher. He raises that to 42% throwing out. In 2013, 47% in the Eastern League. He could throw.
There goes Ghost, breaking ball. The throw to second. Not in time. Strong throw by Vasquez. It was a breaking ball, and Ghost got a good jump.
Picked the right pitch to run on. Watch him. He is in full stride after about 2 steps. 1, 2, he's full stride. You can see it's a straight steal because he doesn't look in and outruns that one. 8th stolen base of the season.
This is interesting. Vasquez took a very deliberate walk to the mound. And now they're set. Kept looking back into the dugout.
Replay?
They were probably delaying for the replay, but they're not getting any sign from the dugout, so he's going to go back to home. The thing I liked about the throw from Vasquez, there was no tail on it. He got right on top, and it was a line drive right to the bag at second. So Ghost now in scoring position. 2 balls and a strike to Reyes, and he bunts it to third in the air. That's foul. I don't know that John Gibbons would be really thrilled about that bunted tip the way Reyes has been swinging the bat.
Yeah, we talked about it in the opening, how hot he is in the month of July. He's already had a hit and scored tonight. You're ahead of the pitcher 2-1 guy at second base. Go ahead and knock him in.
Full count, nobody out. It's a 3-3 game. Both pitchers have had a rocky start to their night. R.A. Dickey bounced back and retired the side in the order in his second inning. Clay Buchholz hit Anthony Ghost, and then Ghost stole second. Ball 4. Outside, second walk of the night issued by Buchholz. So let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Thank you, Jamie. Mariners and Robinson Cano really battling. How about Colon? 7 1/3, 3 hits. He struck out 5. Taijuan Walker, who was his mound opponent, had a pretty good outing as well. He went 5 innings, allowed 2 runs on 2 hits, but he had 6 walks.
Colon has 9 wins now for the Mets, who have 47 on the season. How does he do it?
Just keeps going and going using that fastball. Melky Cabrera had a walk in the first. Drives this one to left, but that's going to hang up for Nava. Ghost is tagging at second. He breaks, and the throw is right on line. He holds ground. Jamie Campbell mentioned the fact that the Mariners are in the wild card race. The Angels are up 7 in that wild card race. Mariners and the Blue Jays right there with the Yankees, the Indians. Everybody jammed up after the Angels. So the first 2 teams in the AL West with a comfortable lead in the playoff spot as we speak. Jose Bautista, an RBI double in the first. That ball's off the end of the bat. It's going to hang up for Daniel Nava. Bautista's retired. A couple of fly balls to left. So now Deandre Navarro is going to have to pick things up. Navarro reached on a fielder's choice. Hit a ball off the end of the bat to the third baseman, Xander Bogaerts, who Bogaerts went home to throw out Melky Cabrera. Spoke to Navarro today about the Blue Jays situation, and he's been down this path before, one of just a few Blue Jays that have experienced a pennant race. He was with the Rays in 2008 when they went through the pennant race for the first time. He said there are a lot of ups and downs. You just got to stay on an even keel. He was part of that great Rays team in 2008. He said the thing we did that kept us in it, we threw it over and we caught it. Good pitching and good defense kept them afloat.
You do that, you're going to have a chance to win every single night. It's just like hitting. You don't want the peaks and the valleys. You just want to go out there and just play day in and day out a good baseball.
Bouncing ball. Stephen Drew will step on the bag, and the inning is over. Promising start for the inning, but the Blue Jays end up stranding a pair. We move to the third. R.A. Dickey back to the mound. And when you look at Dustin Pedroia's career, you say, well, okay, here's a former Rookie of the Year, former MVP, but this year his totals are off compared to his career numbers.
Yeah, and I think that thumb injury that he suffered last year, I still think there's some effects of that. His batting average down 30 points from his career average. He's just not driving the ball like he was earlier.
He was Rookie of the Year in 2007, his first full season. 2008, he outdid himself. He was the American League MVP. Won the Silver Slugger, won his first Gold Glove, and was an All-Star in 2008. He hit .326 with 17 homers and 84 RBIs. Led the American League in runs, hits, and doubles. And won the MVP award.
Gold Glove, player, leader, plays every day, plays hurt every day. Doesn't matter.
Up and in, he has to bail out quickly. R.A. Dickey beat the Red Sox and John Lester here at Rogers Center back on the 27th of April. This is popped up and playable. You could hear Kawasaki calling for it, and it's a fair ball, one down. David Ortiz will step to the plate, and he's had some series so far.
Likes that ball down, and that's exactly where that ball is. Knuckleball that floats down and in, and watch how far he puts that one right off of Roberto Alomar down the right field line off the fourth deck. That got him up 3-0. The Blue Jays had an answer for him in the bottom of the inning.
It was a milestone home run for Ortiz. It gave him 37 here in this ballpark. That's the most hit by a visiting player at Rogers Center. It also was a 3-run home run, and he surpassed the 1,500 RBI mark for his career. He now has 1,501 RBIs. It's a fly ball. Ryan Goins was out in right field. He calls for it. 2 down. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Hugh Darvish and David Phelps, the starters in that series, and Mr. Headley has a hit already tonight. He's 1 for 1 after winning the game last night, his first day in Yankee pinstripes.
Getting a Gatorade shower at the end of the game. How about that?
There's a hot shot past Reyes into center field off the bat of Mike Napoli. I got to ask you, you're a little bit of a throwback old timer guy? A Gatorade bath after a regular season win?
I think they were just welcoming him to New York.
Okay, tell me what you really think.
Saying, okay, well, we accept you into our club.
Oh, man, come on. It's a regular season game. Extra innings, you won it. 2-out single for Napoli. Daniel Mata takes his strike. R.A. Dickey has allowed 3 runs on 6 hits. Past Bautista, and he slaps it to dirt. He had a shot at that. Napoli will go first to third. Back-to-back hits with 2 outs.
Blue Jays on Sportsnet. Brought to you by the 2014 Honda Civic, Canada's best-selling car 16 years in a row, and the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Jose Bautista playing first base, holding that runner on. The ball just doesn't come up for him. It's a knuckleball. He tries to stay down and pick that ball, but it hits the turf and goes on out into right field.
Bautista made a swipe at it. It's just the 7th start he's had at first base, and It's the same perspective as he is used to in right, but much closer.
That ball, this is a tricky field if you're not used to playing ground balls like that. That time it stayed down on him. Watch how he goes down and it just goes underneath his glove.
0-2, 2 outs. Bogarts took that right out of Tolley's glove. That thing was almost past him before he fouled it up.
He's going to hit, I think. Gets around the league a little bit longer and gets a little bit bigger or stronger. He's so young. He's got good hands. He's got good mechanics at the plate. You can tell he's going to be a good hitter.
He had 296 for the Red Sox in the postseason last year. He came up during the regular season and played 18 games down the stretch. But in the postseason, he had 3 doubles, a triple, and drove in 2. But this is his first full season, and it's all about adjustments.
He's always been the youngest. He won't turn 22 until October the 1st.
Gets out in front of this one and hits it well foul.
He's always been one of the youngest players in every league that he has played in, coming up through the minors and now here in the big leagues.
He also has the advantage of playing in the World Baseball Classic. He was on that team for the Netherlands that played into the finals. They were in Japan, got a chance to play international baseball, and of course he comes from Aruba, and there have been so many fine young players coming out of Curacao and Aruba. 0-2, 2 outs, and Bogarts steps on. Dickey retired Pedroia and Ortiz to start the inning. They both popped out, and then Napoli had a single to center. Nava did the same. His hit went to right. Clay Buchholz gave up 3 runs in the bottom of the first, and there's a pitch and a appeal to Angel Hernandez at first base, and he says no swing. Pull toward third. Kawasaki will go to second, just ahead of Nava from India. So the Red Sox strand a pair. Still tied. Clay Buchholz out for the bottom of the third. You look at the pitch tracker on the right of your screen. That's his last at bat, and look at all the pitches they threw inside to Rasmus.
Made a conscious effort of trying to jam him with a lot of the pitches. This is the first one, just the lollipop curveball, but then everything else on the inner half. They don't want Rasmus to extend his arms. There were runners on first and third and just one out, and they were trying to get to jam him, to pop him up, or strike him out. He ended up grounding out, but a run did score. So now as a hitter, he's got to remember that, what they were trying to do in that situation, and make them get the ball out over the plate. If he throws it in there, go ahead and take it, because a lot of those pitches were off the plate.
Breaking ball hit right through Stephen Drew into right. They had the shift on. They threw him a breaking ball, and Erasmus hit it hard. Drew got in front of it, but it stayed down right through his legs.
Right at him, curveball, and Colby's right on top of that one. Again, ball staying down. Sometimes it'll come up, sometimes it'll stay down. That time right under the glove of Drew.
Edge walk taking place right next to her atop the CN Tower.
Flashback.
Pat Tabler's favorite thing to do in Toronto. Colby Erasmus is aboard, the 5th Blue Jay hit. Munenori Kawasaki had a hit off of Clay Buchholz. It hit him on the glove, looked like it hit him on the shoulder before it hit him on the right side of his face. Kawasaki credited with an infield single. Tried to check his swing and did, according to third base umpire Paul Martin. 3-3 ball game, and both clubs scored 3 runs in the first inning. Boston won the opener 14-1. Blue Jays bounced back to win 7-3 last night. Kawasaki bunts it to third. Bogart's bare hands, throws, makes the nice play. Kawasaki is out 5-3. Rasmus moves up.
Nice play by Bogarts. He's in. Bare hands it and throws it across his body to first base to get the out. He was in, but I don't think he thought he was going to bunt because he reacted a little bit slowly.
Kawasaki's credited with a sacrifice bunt. The 19th the Blue Jays have dropped down this season. That's got a race runner in scoring position for Josh Thole, who had an RBI double his first time up. Thole hit a ball over the left fielder's head. Daniel Nava, and Nava hasn't gotten any deeper in left. No. He's still shallow.
Still shallow in left field. They play him to hit the ball the other way. You see Bradley at center and Nava in left field, but they're very shallow. Josh bounced one into the Blue Jays bullpen for an RBI hit last time up.
Well, that's off the plate, but Buchholz gets the call. Ball on a strike. Boy, if Thole could get something and hit it right over the mound, he could run for days.
Line drive right over the second base umpire's head.
Bounced in the dirt. Nice play by Vasquez. Three balls and a strike to Josh Thole. His RBI in the first is 6th of the season. Hasn't thrown the strike yet. The thing is out of the strike zone, but it's a full count. Really got to be a challenge for Tolley, knowing he's only going to play once every 5 days when Dickey pitches, and it's up to keep timing. Ball 4, so Buchholz loses Tolley.
The 2014 Honda Civic, Canada's best-selling car 16 years in a row, and the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Second baseman Ryan Goins bounced out to the first baseman his first time up. Breaking ball after throwing ball 4 to Tolley. Buchholz drops the hook in there to get ahead of Goins.
Yeah, stay on top of that ball. That last pitch to Josh Tolley totally got away from him.
Check in on Colby Rasmus at second. Goins was sent back to AAA April 26th after he started with the Blue Jays. Well, that good sink down and away. Yeah, took it right off the end of the bat.
He's got to stay on that ball and hit that ball the other way. Kind of looked like he tried to pull it. And that's playing right into Clay Buchholz's hands.
Ryan started out his season 0 for 12. Coupled with what he did at the end of last season, stretched out to an 0 for 19. Bouncing ball. Drew Pedroia back to first, double play. So the Blue Jays leave another base runner. We'll head to the fourth when we come back. A special guest, Kevin Martin, newcomer into the Sportsnet family. Top of the fourth, and we are pleased to be joined now by Kevin Martin, a new member of the Sportsnet broadcasting team. Welcome and congratulations on, first of all, your great career as a curler, but now stepping into a new arena.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Buck. Yeah, it was quite a career, but this will be an interesting challenge going forward.
Pat and I both have done the transition that you're going to attempt, and then let me tell you, it's a lot easier than playing.
No, playing is a lot easier than this. I'll tell you that. That was natural.
But Rogers is going to expand their curling coverage, and you must be very excited about that. Now it's 5 events in the Grand Slam of curling, and it's a real big expansion for the network.
It really is from 4 to 5, and Scott's talking big things, and it's a real exciting time. I wish I was 25 years younger, because it really is an exciting time for the young kids coming up and the real good players that are 20, 25 years old. The future looks bright, and it's a wonderful time for our sport.
You have won a gold medal, a World Curling Championship, and 17 Grand Slam events. What about your passion for developing the game with the youngsters and growing the game even more than it is right now? Yeah,
that's really important to me. It's the academy part has been going since 1991, and I run a junior event for curling, and that's really the future, and that's important. And right now, curling is really in great hands with our youngsters, and so as long as we keep that going, we're in great shape.
You're retired now. How's that going?
Well, I think it'll ease off a little bit. I actually coach our daughter's softball team all summer. So basically, since I retired, I've been living on the third baseline.
How old is she?
13. Michaela's 13. You bet.
Nice. Team good?
They are. They're pretty good. The Warriors. A very good coach. Okay. Great bunch of girls. The Wild Warriors.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
That's awesome. Now, when you expand to a 5th tournament, how does that create growth in the curling world, where now you have an extra appeal, and obviously the money's going to go up as well?
Yeah, the money goes up. The corporate awareness of both the events and the athletes themselves, and that growth means a lot from 4 to 5, and as we go forward, for sure.
Now, when you look ahead to your broadcasting career, do you have a partner already? Have you gotten together and planned out how you're going to blend into this family?
No, not yet. No. And boy, am I looking forward to getting started this fall with the Grand Slam project. And man, you do think about it a lot, though, and I'm sure you did when you got going. And I can't wait to get it started and start telling some stories. As you look forward to the upcoming season, who are some of the teams that you'd like to see? Who do you think are going to be the hot teams this upcoming season? Nichols moving back to Newfoundland and joining Gushu, that they're going to be tough. Cooey picking up Mark and Ben off of my front end for all those years, and Mark throwing third, which he did a great job of that in the Players' Championship this year. So I kind of think they're going to be the front runners. Players' Championship, of course, is right here in Toronto, and it's a great event, and I know that'll be a big culmination to your first season as an analyst. You must be looking forward to this upcoming season. Absolutely, yeah, especially in the old gardens. That's so nostalgic, and to go in there and have a Players' Championship is wonderful, and of course the crowds will be great in Toronto. I actually went last year and watched the Players' Championship. When you look back to your career as a player, what stands out as your finest accomplishment, your proudest moment? Well, I think there's two of them. The Vancouver Olympics, with the gold medal in front of a home crowd. Yeah. You bet, that was amazing. And picking up the 18th Grand Slam just a couple months ago was a big one. That took 2.5 years to try to get from 17 to that magical 18th one, and it took a lot of effort, and that was a big moment to get that. What was that whole Vancouver experience like, winning the gold medal and everything? I think only one time in a lifetime you're going to get that. It just, everything fell together just right with the weather and all the gold medals and all the medals themselves, and then to have our tying the record-setting gold, record-tying gold on the Saturday night, and still one more event to go with the men's hockey, and they picked up the 14th one. It was just it was a Cinderella thing. It all came together perfect, and it was just a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Did you get to cheer on some of the hockey guys? Did you go to the events? We sure did. Yeah, went to as many games as we could, and the gold game, we were 6 rows up behind the net when Sid put her in. Oh, awesome. Blue Jays fielding the baseball. We've got a new first baseman tonight, and Jose Bautista. This throw from Kawasaki, making just his second start in the big leagues, pulls Bautista off, and the Red Sox are in business. Second and third, and nobody out, in a 3-3 tie here in the 4th inning. And you have a couple guys playing out of position, and that's going to be a problem from time to time. It's a 3-3 game, second and third. Jackie Bradley Jr. facing R.A. Dickey. We are joined in the booth by Kevin Martin, who has become a new analyst and an insider on the Sportsnet network, and he'll be covering all the curling coming up
Well, we want to welcome you to the family and wish you good luck in your inaugural season. And it's good to have you on board as part of the family, Kevin.
Hey, thanks a lot, Buck.
All the best, and we'll be looking for the expanded coverage this next season. And I know it's going to be a big year for Sportsnet and for curling.
I know nothing about curling, but I love watching it on TV. When's it all start?
First event, end of October, and from Selkirk, Manitoba.
Okay.
Kevin, thanks a lot. Great to see you.
Awesome. Thanks
all
a lot,
the best.
Buck. Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin.
2 balls and a strike to Jackie Bradley Jr. It's a 3-3 game. Blue Jays have committed an error this inning. Munenori Kawasaki charged with the throwing error. Jackie Bradley Jr. swings through it. It's 2-2. Kawasaki playing just his second game at third base. That's his 5th error of the season. He's committed 4 errors playing at second. Bradley strikes out. First out of the inning.
Oh boy, that is huge right there. Yeah, that's how you pick up your teammate. Teammate throws a ball away, so you got second and third, nobody out. Pick him up by striking out the next guy. High knuckleball. And Bradley swings right through it. Big out for R.A. Dickey.
Second strikeout for Dickey so far, and it's a timely one. First out of the inning. Stephen Drew is at third base. Christian Vasquez is at second. Shane Victorino takes a first pitch strike. Victorino has singled and lined out. Upstairs, a ball and a strike. The Red Sox, as they do against every pitcher, they've really gotten to Dickey, made him throw a lot of pitches. He's thrown 71 pitches already.
That's part of their game plan right there. Let's get into that bullpen. A lot of times, that long relief or middle relief, whichever one you want to call it, that's the weakest link in the pitching staff.
They refer to those pitchers as the belly pitchers, the soft underbelly of a rotation.
And if you can get to them as quickly as possible, you had a better chance of scoring some runs.
Back-to-back strikeouts for Dickey. He's really stepped it up.
Exactly what you want from your pitcher. High knuckleball. One more time. And Victorino comes up empty.
Dustin Pedroia, second baseman, Matt's now with 2 outs. This is the one thing that gets overlooked often, is the pressure that's on Josh Thole right now with a runner at third base. Tie game. Thole's trying to catch a strike first and foremost, but he's also trying to make sure one doesn't get away.
Yeah, and R.A.'s trying to strike guys out, so he's got that moving knuckleball, that hard one. Josh has done a great job. He has all season long behind the plate. You can see him wearing that exaggerated first baseman's glove, if you will. A little lighter, bigger pocket.
Bouncing ball, Ryan Goins. This is going to end the inning. What a job by R.A. Dickey. He pitches around, a walk and an error. The Red Sox strand a pair. It's still tied. TOR, presented by McCarty. Friday, August 8th, the Blue Jays take on the Detroit Tigers. Game time is 7:07 p.m. Come on down to Rogers Center early and check out the pre-game festivities happening outside of gate number 10. You can win great prizes, enjoy the live music, and there's a licensed area. Gates open at 4:30 p.m., so call the Blue Jays at 416-341-1234 or log online at BlueJays.com. Get your tickets for the Summer Friday Fan Festival. August 8th, Tigers are in town, so come on down to Rogers Center. Well, R.A. Dickey certainly picked up his teammates as he was able to overcome the error by Kawasaki. Brett Lawrie is starting to get more activity. There's no time frame for the return of the injured players. You just don't know when they're going to come back, and you certainly don't want to count on them until they show up ready to play.
Saw Brett throwing a little bit today, which is, for me, I thought the biggest thing for him. He cracked the knuckle on his throwing finger, the index finger. Gripping a baseball is going to be important for him.
Anthony Gose was hit by a pitch, and he's done it again. He got hit twice now as he squared to bunt, and Buchholz threw one inside, and it hits him again. So Gose is aboard for a second time. Last time he reached, he stole second.
And was stranded there, looked like another cutter. That time it hit him in the back foot. First time it was front, tries to get out of the way and clips him right on the toe. So one on the right, now one on the left.
Gose picked up his 8th steal of the season. Reyes takes his strike. The Gose stolen base, only the 4th allowed while Clay Buchholz is on the mound. Only the 6th attempt. He's quick. Ooh, he was leaning towards second and has to dive back quickly.
But he's quick. Anthony is quick at first base. A step and a dive. That's how far you want to be able to get off that bag. He's got a very good lead.
Ball and a strike. There was a time, and I don't think it's the case any longer, that the league in general stopped running. Power was up, PED, period, whatever you want to call it, but now the stolen base has become a big part of many teams' approach.
So you want to find that one guy who's automatic. He can steal your runs.
There's a pop-up. Pedroia back quickly and make the catch behind second. Reyes is done. Anthony Gose had a couple of 70 stolen base seasons in the minors. He has not been able to run as frequently or as effectively as he did in the minor leagues.
They do a little bit better job here in the major leagues in catching, throwing, holding runners on, delivering quickly. He's got the green light anytime he wants to run. Asked him today if there's anything that he looks for on pitchers, and he just, their reaction, their twitch when they're going home, that's what he's looking for.
So many different ways to steal bases. The Expos great Marquise Grissom used to break it down 11 steps and a slide. He knew exactly how many steps it took him to steal a base. If I get a good break, it'll be 11 steps and a slide.
Lou Brock was the same way. They knew the base, the art of base stealing, down to the steps.
There goes Gose. He got a good jump, throw to second, not nearly in time. He has picked the pocket of Clay Buchholz twice tonight.
And Buchholz is quick, and Vasquez is very good behind the plate, but Anthony Gose has exceptional speed.
Again, you see that throw from Vasquez didn't tail a bit. He just doesn't have a shot at Anthony Gose. That's an aggressive head-first slide right between the legs of Stephen Drew. 9 steals for Anthony Gose. 1 out. There he goes to third. Easy throw for Vasquez this time. Buchholz unloaded in a hurry, and Anthony was out easily at third.
That's where you're going to learn that what is a good jump and what is not a good jump, and you can just stop. That is not a good jump. He is flat-footed, and Buchholz is quick to the plate. Vasquez is quick to third base, and Blue Jays base runner is erased.
He was in scoring position, and that's significant with this lineup. When you've got Cabrera and Bautista scheduled to bat, you can't run into an out. They can drive you in from second.
Sure, easily, especially the guy at the plate who is swinging a hot bat.
And the Blue Jays don't have the depth in their lineup with those 3 key bats out of the order. So you've got to give Cabrera and Bautista a chance to drive the runs in. Melky's got 50 ribbies. Bautista has 54. That's what they're paid to do. Breaking ball, bounced foul.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with going. You just better be 100% sure you're going to make it when these guys are hitting.
Yeah, you can steal third all day long as you make it. Full count, 2 outs. This is a fair ball up the first baseline. Napoli will step on the bag, and the inning is over. We have played 4 innings here at Rogers Center. It's a 3-3 game. Now it's time for a Blue Jays Central update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn. The Toronto Blue Jays. Breaking news, photos, videos, and tweets. A one-stop shop for everything Blue Jays. The Blue Jays Rundown only on Sportsnet.ca. The headline today: Blue Jays reliever Santos clears waivers and he is headed to Buffalo. And Gibbons says the Blue Jays were in on the Headley talks. Chase Headley traded to the New York Yankees. He had the game-winning hit in last night's game. Keep calm and knuckle on, and that's what R.A. Dickey did last inning. David Ortiz swings through the first pitch. Lots going on the next couple of weeks till we get to July 31st, so make sure you check out the rundown on Sportsnet.ca. They'll have all the latest updates. Who's going where and what it's going to cost at this time of the year. Red Sox have some interesting questions. Koji Uehara's a free agent at the end of the year. John Lester's a free agent at the end of the year. Jake Peavy, do they move him? I tell you what, the way he pitched last night, if I'm a contending team, I'm going to inquire about the cost of acquiring Jake Peavy.
I think the Red Sox are a contending team, so why would they give them up? That's what I think. I think it's all hands on deck for the Boston Red Sox to make a run right here.
It is the hardest time for a general manager to determine, are we in or we out? Ortiz strikes out. R.A. Dickey with his 4th strikeout.
Elevated a knuckleball that time and got the hot hitting David Ortiz to swing right through it. Watch where this one is up. Remember where the home run was? It was down. Ortiz is an excellent low ball hitter. That time he went upstairs to get him.
So Ortiz 1 for 3. Mike Napoli is a single tonight. There's a strike. We talk about the pressures on general managers. It's universal now. You have to decide, are we in it? Are we really being honest with ourselves as to our status as a contender?
I'll tell you.
Do we have too many holes to fill?
The guy with the toughest decision is down in Tampa Bay, what to do with David Price. That's the name you hear all over baseball about being traded. But if I'm Tampa Bay, when can you maximize the greatest value of getting players back for David Price? Is it this trade deadline? Is it the winter? Is it next year? I think those are the factors that they have to figure out.
I think it's this trade deadline because you would have this half season and next year. He's not a free agent until the end of next year, so I think that's when you maximize his value. That's Aaron Sanchez, who we might see pitch tonight. He has just joined the ball club. But yeah, that is the burden for Tampa Bay. David Price and 8 of his teammates went to the game in St. Louis on Monday night. He couldn't dip into his wallet whatsoever. All those fans in St. Louis were buying him drinks and dinner and everything else, saying, come to St. Louis. It's a great place to play.
And stay a little longer, they said. Tampa Bay's in St. Louis playing the Cardinals.
How about that?
And that's the decision. What sign are you sending to your team if you're in a pennant race? And I believe the Tampa Bay Rays are in this pennant race because of their pitching. What sign are you sending to the players and your fans if you're trading your best player?
Tampa Bay's won 6 in a row. They're in St. Louis tonight. They'll have tomorrow off before they take on the Red Sox Friday night at home at Tropicana Field. 3-2, 1 out. Hit on the ground. Reyes waits for it. He's got time. 2 down. Well, so much is determined by where you are in the standings and whether or not you have a legitimate shot at going into the postseason. The Orioles are out west, and they have a 4-game lead over the Yankees and the Blue Jays. The Rays are still 5 games under 500. They're 8 games back, and the Red Sox are a half a game behind the Rays. So you have to determine, if you're Andrew Friedman, general manager of the Tampa Bay Rays, you have to say, are we in it or are we out of it? They still don't have Will Myers back, and they've lost him.
And you know what Tampa Bay has to do because of who they are and the way they're put together is they have to look at the short term and the big picture, the long term. You know, David Price might not be there a year from now, so we might have to let him go even in a pennant race if we get 4 studs back this year.
They had to do that with James Shields. They just don't have the financial wherewithal to pay these players once they reach star status. Daniel Nava hits this one down the right side. It's going to bounce out of the ballpark for a ground rule double. His 2nd hit of the night. He singled in the 3rd. Now he has doubled here in the 5th. Comes with 2 outs for Nava. His 8th double of the season.
He has been very hot since he was brought back up. Another high knuckleball that he stays back on and rips it into right field.
Coming into this game, over his last 21 games, he's hit .333. 23 for 69. Bogarts rips it. That's a fair ball. Nava's around 3rd. He's going to score. Bogarts headed for 2nd, and he'll get there standing up, and he has given the Red Sox a 4-3 lead. 25th ribby of the season for Bogarts.
2 outs, nobody on. Double, and now another double. This is a thing that the Red Sox do really well. Hit a lot of extra base hits, a lot of doubles. 51 runs in their last 8 games coming into this one.
This is a fly ball into center. Rasmus coming in a few steps. Stephen Drew is retired, but the Red Sox have taken the lead. A couple of back-to-back doubles. Bogarts driving in the go-ahead run. Is presented by Honda. Sunday, August 10th, the Blue Jays will take on the Detroit Tigers. Game time is 1:07 p.m. The first 20,000 fans in the Rogers Center will receive a replica Blue Jays PP cap. Call the Jays at 416-341-1234 to order your tickets today, or you can always get your tickets by logging online at BlueJays.com. Come on down to the Rogers Center and get yourself a BP cap. It is music night here at Rogers Center, and the DJs are spinning all the songs in between innings, having a good time, and a nice crowd on hand. Blue Jays are down by a run. It's 4-3 Boston. Jose Bautista had an RBI double in the first. Drives this ball to center. Jackie Bradley Jr. cruises over to his left and makes the catch. Blue Jays have seen Jackie Bradley Jr. and he can cover some ground.
He moves laterally really well. He floated over to that ball in left field. Again, voted the best defensive outfielder in the International League last season.
And you mentioned Vasquez was the best defensive catcher in his minor league seasons 2 years in a row.
Stephen Drew is a good defender, and so is Dustin Pedroia.
What's Johnny Gomes call that?
Highway 1.
Highway 1, right up the middle. You got to have good defense up the middle. Yonder Navarro, a couple of at-bats tonight. He scored a run in the first. Scored the tying run. Blue Jays now behind 4-3. Ground ball. Pedroia to his left from the outfield will throw to first. 2 down. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Those National League pitchers are so sensitive. He drives in a run, so then you got to hit him. Last night, Jake Odorizzi had an RBI with a squeeze bunt. Tonight, you know, Escobar has been ejected from that game. Last night, Joe Madden got thrown out by the home plate umpire. Colby Erasmus lines it right to Stephen Drew. Quick inning for Clay Buchholz. Just 5 pitches in the 5th. Boston with a 4-3 lead. Now it's time for the Home Hardware Cleanup Crew, brought to you by Natura. Home Hardware's exclusive line of safe, environmentally friendly cleaning products. Smartphone. Visit RogersAnyPlaceTV.com/sports to get started. Enjoying those big comfy green chairs in a TD Comfort Zone. Guests enjoying a seat upgrade courtesy of TD. R.A. Dickey throws a first pitch strike to Christian Vasquez. Vasquez has been on base twice. He ripped a base hit off R.A. Dickey's back in the 2nd. The Red Sox have done a nice job of developing position players in key defensive positions. Dustin Pedroia came out of their system as a Gold Glove second baseman. Christian Vasquez has a bright future as a catcher. And they've got Jackie Bradley Jr. in center field.
Xander Bogaerts started as a shortstop, and he might end up there. Although I hear the Boston Red Sox have a AAA shortstop named Marrero that they're very high on. Knuckleball, look at that. No movement. How are you supposed to hit that? Vasquez doesn't. There's Bogaerts, who has shifted over to third base after they signed Stephen Drew.
Nice play by Bautista. He'll beat Jackie Bradley Jr. to the bag. 2 down. You mentioned the shortstop, Devin Marrero. He is playing in just his 3rd professional season. And he has really rocketed through their minor league system. He's a guy that they think can develop quickly into an everyday shortstop. He was the top defensive college player in the draft when he was drafted by the Red Sox in 2012.
2 years later, he's in AAA. It's the lifeblood of your organization, developing players and having them come to the big leagues and succeed.
There's a pop. Bautista into foul ground. Quick inning for R.A. Dickey. 3 up, 3 down for Dickey. Took him just 6 pitches. live audio. Follow games pitch by pitch and enjoy in-game video highlights. The app is available on the iPhone, iPad, iPod Touch, Android, and BlackBerry. Season-long subscription packages are available. Visit BlueJays.com for more details. The elevator riding up to the top of the CN Tower. Strobe light effect, and you see R.A. Dickey talking to Pete Walker. And look at that. Aaron Sanchez, the young right-hander, just called up from Buffalo, loosening up. Looks like he is getting ready to come into this ball game. Munenori Kawasaki, third baseman, shows bunt, takes a curveball in there for a strike. Mooney is 1 for 1 with a sac bunt and a sacrifice bunt in the third. Both pitchers have really settled into this ball game after a rocky start. Both starters allowed 3 runs in the first inning. They both gave up 4 hits in that first inning.
Buchholz has especially been tough the last couple of innings. 1, 2, 3 last inning. What'd you say, 5, 6 pitches?
5 pitches for Buchholz and 6 for Dickey in the top of the 6th.
Those quick pitch innings like that really save your pitch count, and maybe you can steal another inning. It didn't look like Buchholz was going to last very long after 31 pitches in the first inning.
Kawasaki flares it to left, but Nava was in shallow, makes the catch.
You know, one thing he hasn't had is a strikeout tonight.
Yeah. Strikeouts can be overrated, obviously.
Yeah. That'll run the pitch count up.
There are times when they're necessary, and R.A. Dickey needed strikeouts back in the 4th. He had a couple of runners at second and third and got a strikeout of Jackie Bradley Jr., then Shane Victorino, and got out of the inning with a ground ball off the bat of Pedroia. So he needed those strikeouts in that situation. Josh Tolley has had a perfect night at the plate, an RBI double and a walk. Foul ball. Aaron Sanchez appears to be getting ready to come into the game. It would be his first major league game. He has pitched twice as a reliever down in AAA this season. They moved into the bullpen in AAA. Breaking ball in the dirt. It's 3-1 to Tolley. Ryan Goins is on deck. Blue Jays trail by a run. Ball 4. 4 walks by Buchholz now. Sanchez continues to throw. Go back to spring training. This is the second game in Montreal. Sanchez pitching the 9th inning against the Mets.
Had some electric stuff that day. He's got a good breaking ball. Everything moves. Gets a lot of ground ball outs, and he throws in the mid-90s.
So he struck out the side in front of 50,000 fans at the Big O in Montreal.
So they've been waiting for him, and he's going to pitch out of the bullpen.
He moved to the bullpen in Buffalo on July 17th. Former #1 pick. 2010. Ryan Goins with Tolley at first and 1 out. And the ball hit to right. Victorino's not going to get it. Tolley is around second, headed for third. Rivera's waving him home. He's going to score, and Goins will end up at third with a triple.
Ryan Goins hit the ball hard a couple of times in last night's game. Got an RBI single. This time he is going to split the outfield. Jumps on this pitch, and Tolley reads it and takes off. Watch when it hits the wall, and it just sticks right against that wall, and that allows Goins to go all the way to third base and Tolley to come all the way around. Watch it bounces and goes straight down and just sits there, and that takes a long time for Victorino to go run that one down.
First career triple for Ryan Goins, has tied the game at 4-4. Infield is in for Anthony Gose. We have seen Vasquez throw to bases already tonight. Threw behind Gose at first. So Goins getting some instruction from Luis Rivera. The infield is in. They're trying to save this run.
Cut down that swing. Make contact. Infield is in. So you don't have to cream it to get it through the infield. But you got to make contact. I don't think they're going to send Goins on a contact play.
Why is that?
You got a hot hitter on deck in Jose Reyes. He's in scoring position. You do not want him to run into an out when you got a guy swinging as hot as Jose is.
Blue Jays have already run into an out here tonight. Anthony Gose was thrown out at third base with Melky Cabrera hitting. 1-2, 1 out. Got a piece of it to stay alive.
He's got to be throwing him a curveball at some point here. That time it was a high fastball. Tried to get Gose to swing through it.
Upstairs, 2-2. Fouls it off his foot, but he stays alive.
That was the pitch right there. A good one to hit. It looked like a breaking ball, and it stayed up.
There's the strikeout. That's what Buchholz was looking for. Jose Reyes will have to deliver with 2 outs. He has a hit in 2 official at bats tonight, and he has been swinging a hot bat that's gotten hotter over the course of the season.
Yeah, the weather heats up, and Jose Reyes is heating up. You can see it going up every single month all the way to July. Right now, 333. He's had a hit and a walk tonight. Reyes is swinging a lot better. He says he feels good at the plate. He says he sees the ball a little bit better right now. And when he doesn't try and do too much, he stays within himself, he's pretty good.
Blue Jays have tied it up Ryan Goins with his first big league triple drove in Josh Tolley all the way from first. So 4-4 game. Ball and a strike. Off the end of the bat, Bogarts at third to first into third. Goins comes in to score. The Blue Jays have the lead. It's an error on the third baseman, Bogarts. His 15th error of the season.
Just a careless throw right there. It's an easy throw. Get your momentum going over to first base. Credit Jose Reyes hustling hard. Bogarts short arms it. Mike Napoli can't come up with it. And R.A. Dickey loving that because he's the pitcher of record now.
Dickey in line for the win now as he appears to be out of the game. Melky Cabrera 0 for 2 with a walk. Down and away. Sanchez is ready. Of course, he is a starter, so he's had plenty of time to warm up. Now he's got to control the butterflies as he waits for the final out of this inning. Bouncing ball. Pedroia gets a big hop, goes to the bag. The inning is over, but the Blue Jays score 2 to take a 5-4 lead. R.A. Dickey is out of the game. Aaron Sanchez will make his major league debut here at Rogers Center and face Dustin Pedroia when we come back. Living out a dream as he takes the mound in the major leagues for the first time. Former #1 pick in 2010, Sanchez. His number is between AA and AAA this season.
Yeah, there they are at 3-7. Those are deceiving right there. An ERA 4. He started the year in AA, moved up to AAA, and then they moved him into the bullpen. Just to watch his innings, he's going to pitch out of the bullpen. He's got overpowering stuff, live arm, good curveball, and when he is on, he gets a lot of ground ball outs. He gets a lot of movements. He can pitch on back-to-back days as long as it's a short pitch count. He'll throw no more than 2 innings at a time. And this is the day that the Blue Jays have been waiting for a couple of years now.
Sanchez last pitched on Friday out of the bullpen. Delivers the first pitch at 96 in there for a strike. The knock on Sanchez has been that he throws too many walks. The pluses are he's hard to hit.
Yeah. Can't throw a ball straight when he is working down like that. He's got a plus breaking ball. He's got a live arm. And I love watching young kids come to the big leagues for the first time. How they handle it.
Fly ball to center field. Rasmus to his right. Sanchez retires Pedroia. How about this test for a youngster? Come on into the game. You're facing the Red Sox. And oh, by the way, Dustin Pedroia, David Ortiz, and Mike Napoli, the first 3 batters in your big league career. David Ortiz homered in his first at bat and drove in 3 runs with that home run. 99 but down. Sanchez is from Barstow, California. He just turned 22 on the 1st of July. You can bet he recognizes who's at the plate.
Yeah, but don't change anything. Yeah, that's a problem a lot of young players have when they come to the big leagues. They think they have to be a little bit better to get these big league hitters out.
Ortiz is late on the 2-0 fastball.
I think you just have to concentrate on making good pitches. This is my first time watching him live. It doesn't take long to be impressed. Watch him throw. It doesn't take that long to see he's got a good arm.
Let that fastball get away from him. It's 3-1 to Ortiz. Blue Jays are up 5-4. Another fly ball. Melky Cabrera waits for it in left. 2 down.
Let's take a look at his delivery. You say he stays over the rubber, gets the arm up. Whenever you see young kids, it's called a loose arm. Free and easy, and it comes through very quickly. He has it.
Good fastball. He jumps ahead of Napoli. To give you an idea how highly regarded Aaron Sanchez is, he's wearing number 41. Pat Henkin's number. And you can bet Pat Henkin's a proud man right now watching Sanchez wear his number.
His mom and dad are here. They got here last night about the game time. Had a chance to watch their son for the first time in the big leagues.
Another breaking ball. It's downstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Aaron Sanchez in his first big league inning. R.A. Dickey in line for the win. Dickey allowed 4 runs on 9 hits. Fly ball to center field. Rasmus will get there, and Aaron Sanchez retires the side in order. 3 up, 3 down. chance in every game-changing play. Blue Jays in 60 seconds. After every game, only on Sportsnet.ca. And you can bet tonight there might be a little Aaron Sanchez in the Blue Jays in 60 seconds. His first big league appearance. 3 up, 3 down. How about retiring Pedroia, Ortiz, and Mike Napoli? 1 inning under his belt. And how about this? You even get a bow from Mooney. Pete Walker, the pitching coach, has been impressed with Sanchez. There's a drive to left. Bautista has hammered it. It's out of here. Top of the wall and gone. Bautista last night swung the bat very well, and here he rips a line drive off the top of the wall, his first home run since July 2nd, and they were giving him the silent treatment.
3 weeks for Bautista between home runs, and that's a big one. Timing a lot better. Last night he ripped a couple of balls last night into left field, and then rips the first pitch he sees from Andrew Miller, who just came into the ball game, right off the top of the wall in left field.
6-4 Blue Jays. Navarro takes his strike. It's 1-1. What a pretty swing. Bautista dropped on Miller.
And Miller's got a good fastball, but he turns this one around. Get that foot down, and that back comes through quickly.
Hot shot to Napoli. He's got time. He'll go to the bag. Navarro's retired. Big left-hander Andrew Miller, one of 3 lefties out of the Red Sox bullpen, and he is overpowering. Look at his numbers. Lefties, righties, nobody hits him.
Yeah, and the Ks per 9 inning, 14. Ranks among the AL relief. That's second in the American League in strikeouts per 9. That 14.5. 3-5, 213 earned run average for Miller. 46 games now, which is the team lead for the Red Sox.
Miller had a broken foot last year, and it really created a gap in that Red Sox bullpen for a while. He turned 30 on May 21st. This is his 4th season with the Red Sox. Kobe Rasmus has an RBI and a base hit tonight.
Lefties just cannot hit anything hard against Miller. You can see how difficult it would be the way he comes after him.
That home run by Bautista snapped a homerless streak in 69 straight plate appearances. Rasmus strikes out. That's the 2nd out of the inning.
He broke rules, he broke barriers, he shook the world. Get On Up, the James Brown story. See Get On Up in theaters August 1st.
2 outs. Munenori Kawasaki battling tough Andrew Miller. We mentioned about Bautista home run snapping a streak of 69 straight plate appearances without a homer. That's the 3rd longest stretch for Bautista since he's been with the Blue Jays. The other previous longer stretches both came in 2009. So he's happy to be off the schneid. Kawasaki is 1 for 2. Ryan Goins gave the Blue Jays the lead with his first big league triple. He drove in the 5th run. That made it 5-4. Bautista has padded that lead with a leadoff home run here in the 7th. Foul ball. He hit that ball twice. Tapped it foul, and it came up and hit his bat again. That'd be a great feeling for Jose. He's been trying to carry the bulk of the offense without a couple key bats in the lineup. 3 big bats out of the lineup, and Bautista's felt like he's got to do more, and took him out of his good approach.
Yeah, he started pulling off the ball just a little bit too much, trying to hit the ball too hard or too far. But you could see it in last night's game. Everything stayed together. Thinking about up the middle, that's a nice easy swing right there. There's no stress in that swing.
Kawasaki strikes out. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Andrew Miller. But Jose Bautista, a line drive home run over the wall. Home run number 18. RBI number 55. The Blue Jays lead at 6-4 as we go to the 8th. Civic, Canada's best-selling car for 16 years in a row, and the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Blue Jays need a little insurance. Who are you going to call? Jose Bautista once again. The drive of the game right off the top of the wall and out of here, making it 6-4. Little silent treatment. The coaches are giving him high five. The players are laying back on him.
And they're all saying, well, we didn't think you were ever going to hit another home run.
Howard hitting first baseman tonight.
Oh, wow. That was a much-needed insurance run. Aaron Sanchez retired the side in order in his first big league inning. He got Pedroia, Ortiz, and Napoli all to fly out. Daniel Nava behind 0-1. I have said all along since I first saw Aaron Sanchez all spring long, I saw him a lot, talked to him a lot. I felt like Sanchez would be one of those pitchers that pitches better in big leagues than he ever pitched in the minors.
Up for the challenge?
He loves the atmosphere. He loves to compete. He was a very young high school graduate, and he was always playing up. Played against older kids when he grew up in California. Dino Ebel, the bench coach for the Angels, grew up in Barstow, and Dino's daughter went to high school with Aaron Sanchez, and Ebel told the Angels when he was about a freshman, you better keep your eye on Aaron Sanchez. He's going to be special. One and two. First big league strikeout.
Backdoor breaking ball. He's got a good one. Depth and command right on the outside corner. There's your first big league strikeout.
Daniel Nava in the books. Xander Bogaerts. Bogaerts had an RBI double in the 5th. He is 2 for 3 tonight. He gets jammed. Easy play for Reyes. 2 down.
The 2014 Honda Civic, Canada's best-selling car 16 years in a row, and the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Stephen Drew, the shortstop, will step in against Sanchez. .98 miles an hour without any extra effort. It flies out of his hand. Pop back over the screen, out of play. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
A lot of times pitchers have to hump up and overthrow to get it up to 97 or 98 miles an hour. When you've got guys who are free and easy like that as hitters, that ball seems like it's 105 miles an hour. It's right on top of you.
Good breaking ball in a good spot. Didn't take long to make up the Aaron Sanchez jersey, did it? 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Six up, 6 down for Aaron Sanchez in his major league debut. He strikes out Stephen Drew. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. It's time for Blue Jays Central Update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zorn. Only the notorious get in. Enter for your chance at SleemanSpeakeasy.ca.
Got to give it to the youngster who just made his big league debut. 6 up, 6 down with a couple of strikeouts. Here he gets Daniel Nava for his first big league K, and then drops a curveball on Stephen Drew, frozen at the plate as Sanchez calmly walks off the mound.
That's Aaron Sanchez's personality. He takes this in stride. He expected to be here, and he didn't get amped up one bit. New pitcher for the Red Sox is the left-hander Craig Breslow. It's his 2nd appearance in this series. Breslow worked the 9th inning on Monday night. Had a couple of strikeouts, gave up a single to Steve Allison. 36th appearance for Breslow. It'll be the bottom third of the Blue Jays order. Tolley, Goins, and Ghosts. And they've all had an impact tonight. Josh Tolley, a couple of walks and an RBI double, has also scored a run.
Drew a big one-out walk in the 6th inning, just ahead of that triple by Ryan Goins.
The big challenge for these Blue Jays players right now is to scratch and claw, keep your head above water until you get your regulars back. Aaron Sanchez gives the Blue Jays a shot in the arm tonight. You don't think it was an adjustment for the Red Sox hitters after dealing with 6 innings of the knuckleball and R.A. Dickey, trying to catch up to Sanchez, who can bring it up there at 99.
Some good fastball hitters were tardy on the fastball in his 2 innings.
John Gibbons said he was going to use him. He told me today, I expect to see Sanchez in this game tonight, and he wanted to get him out there and see what he's got. He needs somebody to really step up down in that bullpen.
They said they have a plan on using him. They're not going to bring him up here for show. They're not going to baby him. 2-inning max. That's what Gibby was saying the other day, because he is on an innings limit this season.
There is no formula for keeping pitchers healthy. You can talk about a pitch count, an innings limit. There's just no formula. You just never know when they might suffer a setback. Josh Tolley pokes it through the left side, his 2nd hit of the night. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. Josh Tolley's had a big night. Been on base 4 times tonight. Couple of hits, couple of walks. Blue Jays have a 6-4 lead. R.A. Dickey, the pitcher of record for the Jays. Goins bunts it back to the mound. Breslow will go to second. They'll get the lead runner. Goins bunted it right back to the pitcher, and Breslow turned and fired to second to get the force out. Casey Jansen is loosening up. Todd Redmond alongside. Jansen trying to get back in the groove after coming back from the All-Star break under the weather. Casey pitched 2/3 of an inning last night, gave up 3 hits and 2 runs.
Maybe with a save on the line, it might be a little bit better tonight.
Anthony Ghost shows bunt and takes a ball. Anthony's been hit by a pitch twice tonight. The Blue Jays' record for a player being hit by a pitch is 3 in a single game. Reed Johnson got hit 3 times in a game. Two and 0. R.A. Dickey went 6 innings, allowed 9 hits, 4 runs, all earned, walked a batter and struck out 5. He's in line for his 8th win of the season. Jay Happ won the game last night. He picked up his 8th win. Dickey threw 97 pitches through 6 innings. Aaron Sanchez retired all 6 batters he's faced here tonight in his first big league game. Bouncing ball. Pedroia will catch it in the baseline, go to first, back to second base. There's the tag. Dustin Pedroia, the Gold Glover, made it look easy. A 4-3-6 double play. Casey Janssen on to protect the 2-run lead. Ontario and West, it is connected with Ken Reed and Demonka Hochback. And if you want more baseball, stay tuned. Top of the clock on Pacific. The Orioles will be in Anaheim to wrap up that series. Chris Tillman goes to the mound for Baltimore. He'll be opposed by Jared Weaver, the veteran right-hander for the Angels. They move to the 9th inning. Casey Janssen on, as he will take over after Aaron Sanchez had 2 good innings.
Third time in 4 games for Casey Janssen. First time, though, a chance for a save. He's 14 for 16 in saves this season. He pitched in last night's game. Just 2/3 of an inning. He was charged with a couple of earned runs against the Red Sox. 14 strikeouts, just 2 base on balls this year for Casey, as he's trying to finish this one off for the Blue Jays. Defensively for the Blue Jays, Steve Tollison in for Munenori Kawasaki at third base. A move that we have seen John Gibbons use in the past.
For the Red Sox, it's 8-9-1 here in the 9th. Christian Vasquez, the catcher, takes a first pitch strike from Janssen. When Casey is on top of his game, he throws strike after strike, and he has been off in the last 2 times we've seen him. Trying to zero in on that command.
Neither one of those games that he entered was a save situation.
There's a high fly ball down the right side, goes into foul ground, gets there and makes the catch. 1 out now for a preview of what's coming up next on Connected. Here's Ken Reed and Demonka Hochback. Thank you, Ken. That's all coming up right after this ball game. Jackie Bradley Jr. 0 for 3. He is grounded into a double play as well. Late on that fastball. 0-2. Janssen is back.
Save on the line, and those closers have a way to take it up a notch. All over the strike zone. Couple down, and now with 2 strikes, he's going to elevate. And I guess Jackie Bradley to swing right through it. 2 down.
Casey Janssen is 14 for 16 in save opportunities. He's ahead of Shane Victorino. This should do it. Big hop for Reyes. Ball game. Casey Janssen, number 15. R.A. Dickey picks up his 8th win. Aaron Sanchez makes his major league debut. He has a strong 2-inning performance. Jose Bautista, home run number 18. And the Blue Jays have taken a 2-1 lead in the series. 6
big innings out of their starter, Dickey. He gave up 4 runs, 3 of them in the first inning, but the Blue Jays came right back with 3 in their half of the first inning. And then Sanchez and Janssen finishing it off. A hit by Goins and a hit by Bautista. The big hits for the Blue Jays, clutching up for them, and they take the 2 out of the first 3 in this big 4-game series against the Red Sox.
The Buffalo connection contributing tonight. Ryan Goins, his first big league triple. Aaron Sanchez, his first big league outing. Blue Jays win it 6-4. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon. Stay tuned, connected. Here's Ken Reed and Ivanka Osman.